ask yourself this. Why did Adrian Andrews want the bear to begin with?
Oh, because the note is a forgery, she would know. Or something like that. Because if she had it, she would have burned it.
Shelley the Killer! If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside.
This item? I see where you're going.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yup. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony.
I was gonna burn it for her sake.
If even for a single minute this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hand, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
Order! 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 So that's where you two are going!
So, by the very fact that this suicide note was still inside the bear, tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means...
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Oh!
Order! Order! Order!
Mr. Phoenix, Wright! I'm not sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement.
No, that's not...
That's enough! If that is your only intention, then there's only one thing for me to do.
Wait! Please!
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
No! Please! Not that! Please wait!
Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... Sounds like his intestines are being ripped out.
What in the... Mr. Wright, are you dead? Mr. Edgeworth, is he dead?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand. This witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should,
Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll...
the prosecution,
What has come over everyone? Even you are...
The prosecution rests.
What is going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. D. Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley D. Killer's client is Adrian Andrews.
Ugh.
Mr. Wright!
Yes, Your Honor.
If I end the trial here, right now, then your client, Matt Onguard, would be declared innocent. In his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews would be charged with murder!
The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Onguard, to the stand. While we wait, let us all reflect on this case. Matt Onguard was originally charged, but then a bunch of weird stuff happened that I can't really remember. What do you think about it, Mia? Creepy lady who looks like Pearl but older.
The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time's run out.
I can't believe it.
The outcome now lies in your hands.
Dude! Did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think. I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. Onguard?
What an atrocious lawyer I have. Giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing, like a spring breeze crap. It's just as atrocious. Don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it. Pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer?
Everyone's just stunned by his voice.
Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life?
You better get Onguard a guilty sentence, okay? I've said this 3 times now.
But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as a murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Onguard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want. Aren't you?
Right.
I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Onguard, is...
We're waiting. Matt, on guard. Your client deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Matt on guard is...
How does she whip before she opened the door?
She has a magical whip.
Is there like a window open?
Francisca von Karma!
What? Ah! I haven't done this in a minute.
You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool.
Did you bring them? The final pieces, do you have them?
You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. If Von Karma is perfect in every way, the evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine and his injuries are minor. Only a broken neck. All of the items are inside this.
What a filthy old coat is this?
That's gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere.
I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in.
I fought long and hard this whole trial. And all for what is inside that raggy old coat.
It'd be funny if it's just the dog in that one case.
It's Money the monkey.
Wolf?
It's Money the monkey and the dog.
I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy old coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence? I thought I could finally go home. This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence is presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What?
Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Ms. Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, they will not be accepted by this court. It'll be too late by then, who cares? Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from police.
Must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence.
Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it.
That is all we can hope for.
The first item is a pistol.
Does the killer's pistol have any relevance to this case?
More details about the pistol, or more details about the
Pistol.
evidence? Oh.
Does that pistol have any relation to this case?
We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me.
That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it?
That's what I believe, yes.
Oh,
I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as sort of a memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test.
So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. It's probably not going to help us very much.
The second piece of evidence is this videotape.
I bet the killer took that from On Guard Mansion. Have you checked the contents of that tape?
Unfortunately, there was no time to.
Oh, yeah.
But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why?
Because he came back to his hideout for it.
The killer went back for it?
That's right! It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of our officers on the site.
I guess she's now just turning into like a perky BMV worker from Minnesota.
She's not on this case anymore, really, so she doesn't care.
But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly the Killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy uniform.
Is that a uniform for the Tatewater Hotel?
I don't know why I really need to question more on it, but I guess so.
What was that used during the crime?
I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets.
There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder.
There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And what is that?
There is a button missing on this uniform.
A button.
It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure were we under usual circumstances, these items from Shelly the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down.
Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new piece of evidence.
Overruled. The court has already had all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful! Absolutely splendid! This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he?
Is this man?
Phoenix.
I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there?
I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now.
Why can't you just tell you what to do?
But no matter how you think about it, it's...
Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us.
2?
The first, make On Guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict.
Huh?
The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he'll let his hostage go.
That may be true, but... that's asking me to do the impossible.
The second way, force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were no longer thinking of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go.
Mia! That's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else.
I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle.
The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he just was shown, he was not accepting them.
Phoenix is panicking.
Phoenix, get a hold of yourself and think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us?
The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around?
Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it?
The person who needs the evidence.
The defense, prosecution, and judge. We've all seen all the pieces of evidence. And that's how we came to know the truth. But there's one person who's yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth.
Why is she speaking riddles?
That truth may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections.
With a Maya or something?
This time, correct? I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen? Kids!
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask
You might want to save now.
such passion, I will grant you one chance.
One chance?
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
That's impossible to turn this situation around in one try.
One try. One shot. That is all I will permit.
I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking On Guard down at the same time.
Who is it, Mr. Wright? Waste no more time. Who is it, Mr. Wright? I thought it would be him because he saw the bellboy.
Okay.
I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. Bellboy, right?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't have anything to say to this.
How about you, Miss Von Karma?
Well, I was just shot, so I gotta go.
I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue.
What?
No one understands what you are talking about anymore!
Wait, please!
That is enough, Mr. Wright. I will now state my verdict. The court finds the defendant, Matt On Guard, not guilty. Yay! Woo! I get to go home! That is all. The court is adjourned.
And just like that, the case came to an end.
What does it show us? The game over dead
I
Maya
ran
screen?
away from the courtroom, crying and wandering the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course.
So they give you a whole like Banjo-Kazooie bad ending thing.
The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to. Because a miracle is something that doesn't exist.